Hi, I'm Mary Logsdon, and I welcome you again this month for the latest episode of At Your Library. For the last couple of months, we've been filming at your library, at your temporary library, located at 620 Lincoln Way. I'm so glad that so many people in the community have found us there at our temporary location and have enjoyed continuing to have access to all of the materials, the computers, and the staff that are ready to serve you at your library. What you may not know is that this space where I'm standing right now is also your library in a way. The Ames Public Library actually has rented 3 different properties in order to take care of all of the needs of our library while it is under construction. Where we are today is in the garage of the building we're renting out at 809 East Lincoln Way. The garage, as you might not be surprised to hear, is the place where we're keeping our bookmobile during this period while we're under construction. There are some other activities happening here as well, and if you'll stick around, I'm going to have a special guest here in just a moment who's going to tell you about something happening in April here at 809 East Lincoln Way that I know you're all going to want to know more about. Well, thanks so much for staying with me. As I told you, we have a special guest today on At Your Library, and our guest today is especially appropriate because April is the month when we are going to have our semi-annual Ames Public Library Friends Foundation book sale. Welcome, Sarah.
Thank you very much.
Sarah is a staff member here at the library who's involved with a lot of different things, but I think April is just the best time to get you on our program because of the library's book sale, and I know that's a big part of what you do.
Busy time of year.
Very busy. Why don't you tell us first a little bit about really what you do at the library?
Well, my position is actually the Volunteer Services Coordinator. I've been with the library for about 8 years, and my primary function is to recruit volunteers for various library projects and tasks, to help match volunteers and applicants to those needs for the staff, organize various activities and projects that are in need of a lot of volunteers, try to support the volunteers in what they're doing for us, and utilize them the best we possibly can. And I also try to support the staff in how they can best utilize volunteers and what we have to offer to help supplement the library services. I also work a few hours a week in our circulation department, supporting the library and direct customer service.
So many of our viewers may have seen you actually behind the circulation desk, because that, like, as you said, that is one of the places where you spend time. Before I get to the book sale, since you mentioned matching volunteers with library activities, I just have to ask you about the library move, because obviously volunteers played such a big role in the move back in November. Has it been, several months?
Yes, it has been. Yeah, we couldn't have done it without volunteers. And it's interesting because some libraries that have moved temporarily to build a new facility recommended that we might avoid volunteers because of there is a lot of work to support them in them helping us. But it was just a fantastic experience. We actually had about 125 volunteers that did come and actively assist the library. I probably had about 50 more offers to assist us that we ended up not needing to utilize because we were able to move into our temporary space in such a orderly, timely fashion. So it was just tremendous to see the outpouring of support the community has for us. So
that's great.
We're very lucky.
Yeah, we are lucky, and I don't ever I never want to miss the opportunity to point that out again. So with you here as the volunteer coordinator, it just seems like an appropriate time to remind folks of just how vital the volunteers were.
Absolutely.
But in April, I mentioned that there is something special happening in April in this space, which is a part of our library right now while we're temporarily moved. So share with us some details about the library book sale coming up.
Well, we were very fortunate in being able to locate a facility that can support the large library book sales that we have twice a year. When we were first looking for facilities to house the library, we weren't confident that we were going to be able to even have the book sales while we were displaced from our main building. But we were so fortunate to find a facility that we could at least have half the size of what our book sales typically are.
All right.
So we are proceeding as usual with our usual spring and then fall larger book sales, and of which April is coming up, April 12th through the 15th.
All right.
It's the same structure as we've had for many years, so people can expect. It probably looks very similar to the viewers as far as what our library book sales usually look like. So we're very happy about that.
So you will begin on Friday evening?
Friday evening as usual.
All
our
right.
schedule has not changed. The book sale will be from 5:30 to 8:30 with a $2 admission, except for people who have donated to the library within the last year. And donors also have the opportunity to come in early at 5 o'clock to start perusing our sale items before the general public. So just like we have for many years.
And then it will continue through the weekend on Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday, yep.
Now last year, I know in the fall, you did something a little bit different on Monday. Is that going to
We are
be
going
the
to do
same
that
way?
again. We had a free day on the Monday following the book sale in the fall, and that was because we often need to put unsold items back into storage, and because of the impending move, we couldn't do that.
Right.
We really did need to move things out of the building as quickly as possible, and so we had a all items free, although there is a $1 admission to come into the library at that time. Any amount of materials that people want to take with them, we don't charge at all for the materials being taken.
So we will be doing the same thing.
We're doing that again.
That's great.
And again, it was just so popular, we were able to make a little bit of extra money for the Friends Foundation. So that was a real success. And again, this facility is smaller than what we've had in the past for a sale, so we don't have a lot of storage for unsold items. So the best we can clear this out for our next sales, the better we can be.
Okay, super. So that's great. So the sale will last Friday through Monday.
Correct.
And what's the best way for people to donate if they're interested in contributing? First of all, are you still accepting contributions for the book sale?
Absolutely. And that's probably one of the biggest changes that we've had to experience with the library move, other than the library sale being off-site from the main library, is the donation issue. Of course, we will always take donated items. We rely heavily on the community to give us their treasures that they're ready to depart from. But the problem is we can't take large donations at the library itself, and that's, I know, inconvenient to some people. It certainly does reduce the number of donations that we are getting, and we anticipated that. But the facility at Lincoln Center is so small. If you've been there, we just don't have anywhere to put the numerous boxes of books that we typically would get in the circulation department. And so we are asking people to bring their donations to this facility on East Lincoln Way. And we do have specific hours that we've established, because then we can guarantee that a volunteer will be here to accept those donations. The building can't be left open without somebody here. And so the hours are more limited, but you know, I've been very pleased. Our community has responded very well to that inconvenience and have been very supportive, and we're continuing to get lots of donations as well. But yes, we are continuing to accept those.
Well, I know working at the information desk that we frequently take questions by phone, and people come in to the desk and ask, you know, are you still accepting donations? So folks anticipated and understand that there might be a different way that we're handling this situation. So I always encourage people either to call the information desk if they have questions, or check on our website, because you do have some great information on the website about the hours when we're going to be able to receive donations. You also have some great guidelines about what constitutes an appropriate donation for a library book sale. Do you want to just kind of give us a little overview of that?
We do appreciate people when they could do a little bit of research into what we have identified our needs are. It does take a lot of work to sort out donations. things that are tattered or damaged items, those kind of things. So we do ask that people look at those guidelines to help us to kind of sort through those things before they get here. But there's specific ages of books for like textbooks, those kind of things, what we're actually looking for. So if they could just go to our website, and it's a quick look on those guidelines, but it is very helpful to us if they can look at those in advance.
Okay. I think it's probably something that a lot of people are aware of, but maybe not everyone, that the library book sale is a project of our Friends Foundation.
Right.
And that's not the only undertaking that they have involving used books. They also manage our literary grounds.
Right, the bookstore at the library itself, which we are again happy to have a space in our temporary environment for that. And then they also sponsor, they support our TAG, our Teen Advisory Group, in the fundraisers they do, their bake sales, their Yonkers service days, those kind of things, as well as a wide variety of other fundraising that they do. The book sales are just one aspect of that. But we do some online sales as well, so there's a wide variety of uses for the donated books that we're given.
Great. What if somebody's interested in joining the Friends Foundation? Is that something that they can inquire about at the library, or is there information online?
The Friends Foundation used to be a membership oriented type of a group. We don't have a membership organization any longer. It really is a donor organization at this point. So anybody contributing money to the library, or excuse me, to the Friends Foundation, like I said, they're the ones that have the privilege of coming in early to the book sale and getting in for free. So yeah, making a donation to the Friends Foundation. The foundation is what then fields requests from the library as far as the library needs. Do they need to supplement the library collection? Supporting the bookends at the band shell. Prize books for our children's reading program in the summer and the winter as well. Sometimes a large piece of furniture, maybe a bookshelf or a display case might be needed. So the Friends Foundation supports the library in that way through the book sales and their other various fundraising activities.
And I know that's wonderful to let people know about that. And I think that's part of the joy that a lot of people get from sorting out their treasures, as you said, at home, those books that they no longer have room to store at their own homes, or they're downsizing and they would like their materials to find another home. I know that it's great to have a place in town where they can make those donations, and it's nice for them to know then that the proceeds from the sale actually return to the community as well. So there's a lot of really wonderful elements to the library book sale, and the work that the Ames Public Library Friends Foundation, the work that they do for us. So I so much appreciate your sitting with me today to talk about it. As folks can see, I mean, we are surrounded by books, and this certainly, we are several weeks out prior to the sale is when we're taping today. So I expect we'll have even more materials as we get closer.
We'll fill in this whole storage area.
How will people enter? I'm just curious, because we are in the garage at 809 East Lincoln Way. And are you anticipating traffic patterns being managed somehow?
That's a little bit of an unknown too, but there is a front entrance to the building that will be the main entrance for our customers of the sale. Parking is the biggest issue that we have as a concern. It is much more limited than where our main building is on Douglas. So carpooling is a great idea.
That's a great idea, yeah.
We will have some parking attendants to assist people in where they're able to park, because we are sharing the space with other businesses, and so we have to be mindful of what their needs are as well. So parking will be our biggest issue with the sale. So.
Well, what's great is that it's not just one day. You know, the sale is going on for several days. So I really do encourage people to come on out to the Ames Public Library Friends Foundation book sale in April, beginning April 12th. Sarah, thank you so much for being with me
Thank
today.
You for having me. This was fun.
Well, great. And I hope that our viewers will stick around, because you're going to see some of the new acquisitions, the new purchases that we've made this month at the library. Thanks so much. Thank you so much for being with me today here at your library at our location out at 809 East Lincoln Way. As you just heard from Sarah, there's going to be an awful lot going on here in mid-April for the Ames Public Library Friends Foundation book sale. Please do mark your calendar so that you can attend. Always remember to check the library's website, amespubliclibrary.org, for details about what's happening at the library. You can give us a call at the information desk at 239-5656 if you have any questions about what's happening at the library, or if you'd like some assistance with getting some library materials. The other thing I'd like to remind you is if you do intend to make a donation of materials for this or future book sales, the schedule for making donations will also be posted on the library website. And because it has changed from time to time, I do advise that people check there first before coming out to make a donation at our 809 East Lincoln Way location. Once again, thank you so much for being with me today. This is Mary Logsdon at your library.